Hello, Year 8. Today we are continuing with our yearly revision. Our new topic for the lesson is on measurement, which involves perimeter, area, surface area, and volume. Okay, so we have a few warm-up questions just to refresh your memory. The first question is about perimeter. We want to find the perimeter of the two shapes that you can see there. So the first shape has straight sides. If the shape has straight sides, all you have to do is add up all the outside side lengths. Now this one has lots of markings indicating that all of these sides are 24. So each one of these is 24. Let's count up how many go around the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides there. The one in the middle doesn't count. So the perimeter of this shape is going to be 24 lots of 8, or 8 lots of 24, which is equal to 192 millimeters. When you have curved sides like this one, then you will need to use your circumference formulas to find the length of those curved sides. So that half of a circle that I see there, I'm going to have to go P for perimeter equals, and I want to times half by the pi d formula. The reason I'm using pi d is because this 120 is the diameter of that circle. Okay, so that will tell me the highlighted in yellow curved section of that perimeter. In order to complete the shape, I need to also add on this straight side. So I go plus 120 to make sure I do all of the sides. For my second line, I'm going to sub in that my diameter is 120. So half times pi times 120 plus my 120 on the end. Putting that in the calculator to get an answer. Is 308, and I'm going to do one decimal place, so 308.5. And that's in meters. Okay, question 2, we are now moving on to area. Now, you have a lot of basic shapes that you should have formulas for, like rectangles, triangles, squares, rhombuses, parallelograms, trapeziums, circles. There's probably lots that I haven't said. So you should have a list of all of those formulas somewhere for you to refer to. And often the question is just, as long as you can identify the shape, then you just do formula substitution answer. So that's this first question. This is a trapezium. The formula for a trapezium is A equals H over 2 bracket A plus B. Then I sub in the height of the trapezium, which will be 60 over 2 bracket. The A and the B are the two parallel ones, so 64 plus 140, and then I type that into the calculator to get 6120, and because this is area, it will be meters squared. So that would be a fairly basic type of question, just identifying the shape and using the right formula. But there are some harder questions, like B, where you need to combine two shapes together. So this shape has a triangle. So this is shape number 1 is going to be this triangle. And then shape number 2 is going to be the semicircle attached to that. So I need to add those two shapes together. So I'm going to make an equation. Area is going to be the area of a triangle, which is half base times height, plus the area of my semicircle. Now a circle is normally pi r squared. If I have half of a circle, then I just put a half in front of it, so half of pi r squared. Okay, now I have a formula. Let's sub in. My triangle has a base of 25, so half times 25, and a height of 22. Plus, my circle is half times pi times my radius. Now the radius, there's no number written on this side here. It's the same length as the one across the bottom. So the whole side is 25, which means the radius would be half of 25, which is 12.5. So that will be 12.5 squared for the radius. If you type that into your calculator, you should get 520.4 centimeters squared. That's rounded to 1 decimal place. Next type of question is surface area. We have formulas for the surface area of cubes and surface area of a rectangular prism, but the hardest shape to do is the surface area of a triangular prism. Our makeshift formula that we were using in class is SA for surface area equals. We have two triangles, so we have two lots of half BH. It's the triangle on the front and the matching triangle on the back. Then there are three rectangles that go around a triangular prism, and we add on our three rectangles, BH plus BH plus BH. Now, each one of those rectangles might have different dimensions, or will likely have different dimensions, so they are not all the same thing, even though they all look the same when I put BH in there. Second line, when I sub in, my triangle has a base of 6 and a perpendicular height of 4. So it is 2 lots of half times 6 times 4. Now, to do the rectangles, I need to look at each side of my triangle and times it by the 11 going back. So 5 times 11 will be the first one. Then there's another 5 on this side, so that will be 5 times 11 as well. But on the bottom of that triangle is a 6, so that will be 6 times 11. Carefully type all of that into your calculator, and the surface area will be equal to 200 centimeters squared. Question 4, capacity. Now this is also revising volume, because in order to find a capacity, you need to know the volume of the shape first. To find the volume of a rectangular prism, the formula is V equals LBH. Length times breadth times height. They are the three numbers. We're going to call L, B, and H the three numbers on my rectangular prism. So it will be 21 times 33 times 87. Timesing all those together, you get 60,291 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that would be a standard volume question. This question goes a step further and it wants me to convert this into litres. Centimeters cubed are exactly the same as millilitres. So I'm going to rewrite 60,291, but now that is in millilitres. To convert millilitres to litres, you divide by 1,000. Okay, so that will make it 60.210, but because it said the nearest litre, that makes it 60 litres. Question 5. Another part of this topic is Pythagoras' theorem. There are two formulas for Pythagoras' theorem. The first one is h equals the square root of a squared plus b squared, which you use if you're trying to find the hypotenuse, which is the longest side. Or the second formula is a equals the square root of h squared minus b squared, where a is the one of the shorter sides. So as soon as you see a Pythagoras' theorem question like this, you have to ask yourself, am I finding the hypotenuse, the longest side, or am I finding one of the shorter ones? If you are trying to find one of the ones next to the right angle, you are trying to find a shorter side. So we are using the a equals square root h squared minus b squared formula. Subbing in, the hypotenuse is the longest side, the 2.56, and the b will be the other side that's there. So that will be square root of 2.56 squared minus 1.98 squared. And then put that in your calculator. equals, so because there was 2 decimal places in my question, I'm going to do 2 decimal places, which is 1.62. Okay, so that's a quick run through. There's obviously a lot more questions to do, a lot more types of things. Here they are, your revision questions starting on the next page.